Hello everyone, this is Dart for the Fastener Lab. In today's video, I just want to talk about the basic layout of Rhino. Now the first thing you'll notice is I'm actually using Rhino for Mac. Some people might be using Rhino for PC. It's a little different layout, but in general you can pretty much find all the same information. I've also changed the theme for my layout, which is Rhino for PC, which gives you these toolbar tabs, which I highly recommend you change, just so we can keep it all nice and universal from this point onward. And one thing I want to say is that Rhino has four major areas in its layout. One is the commands and tools, the others are modeling aids, and then we have panels, and then of course your viewports where you're going to see the objects you're making and things. The nice thing about Rhino is this command prompt right here. Now in PC it is up at the top, it's a larger bar, but this allows you to essentially try to search for different commands, different operations and things like that. So for example, if I start typing in line, I want to make a line, I just get two letters in and it automatically is trying to find what it is that I am looking for, which is super handy because there are so many commands in Rhino. Now what you can do is you can keep typing, you can scroll through with the arrow keys, or you can click on one of these, or we're just going to hit enter and it's going to take me to that command. I'm not really going to do this right now, but just to show you, that is one option to initiate a command. Another option is to use these toolbar icons, and there's a lot of options here because each one has a little triangle that if you click on that area and hold down your mouse button, you can click a lot of different options. So for example, if I wanted line, I would come over to the polyline icon and click line, and again it would initiate that. Up here you have your different toolbar tabs for specific things. For example, transformations, you can do arrays, you can do twists, you can do a lot of different things here. Some of this is also on your standard toolbar here on the side. This is going to become important when we do other things like rendering and other fun, more advanced things. Your other option to initiate a command is if you move your cursor up, you have a lot of drop-down menus up here. Again, it's a little bit more spelled out if that is helpful for you to determine what command you might need. Curves, surface, solids, meshes, transformations, dimensions, all the good stuff up here. So that is another option to help you find exactly what you're looking for when initiating a command. The next major area is modeling aids. Now, Rhino for PC, a lot of these modeling aids are actually down below here. For Mac, you have them here, which are your O-snaps, which are helpful for when you're modeling different things. So your snaps, you can snap to different objects when you're trying to place a point or an initial point to create a more involved geometry. I'm just going to hit cancel. Now up here you also have your reference aids for you can snap to the grid. You can do smart tracking. Gumball is actually really useful, and history if you want to repeat commands. Next are panels, which are over here on the right hand side generally. Now I like to have two of the panels up here, one for help on the bottom and my layers panel. I think this was originally a properties panel, but you can change it just by going up to that little gear and showing it, and then you have different options here to change what that panel is. And down here is the help. Now, help is extremely useful because it's going to actually tell you in detail what the command is that you initiated. So when I come back over here, let's just do explode. Right here, it's going to tell me what is explode kaboom, what is it all about? And you can read that further if you would like to know more. It's super, super handy, and it helps you walk through different steps of a command. Now up here, layers. Layers is super helpful to organize all your information, and you can get a whole lot of information on here. I just have it right now organized for understanding the viewports. And once you have a layer, you can also have a sublayer. Now, the blue dot or these circles is telling me which layer I'm working in. If I decide to work in the, let's do front layer right here, then everything is going to be the same color as that layer. Cancel out of explode. So for example, if I try to put a line here, it's going to be green. And that's because I'm working in that layer. Same thing if sublayers, if you're working in that sublayer, it'll be that color. You can change these colors to whatever you would like. If you do not want to change any information within a layer, you lock it. So for example, the right layer is locked, which means I cannot select it. Now I just selected something in the bottom layer, but I'm not selecting the information in the right layer. Now I can also hide that information as well, right there, with the little light bulb icon. There are other options that you can change for each layer. We're not really going to get into that right now. That's a detail that we'll get into later when we really need to. So this is super handy. Please use this. It'll also help us find information and or save specific information. Now the last thing are viewports. And we'll go over this in a little more detail in a different video, but this is where you're going to place all of your information. And you've got four. The standard is the top, front, right, and a perspective view, which you can also change. But we'll talk about that in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.